Is it sane? Is it possible? Still I ask myself, are we, am I? Our game, it's not logical, but you contemplate, are we, am I?
Chat, we are almost ready for game number 2 of the 2025 World Series. It still feels like a fever dream that we are here. I can't believe the Jays are in the World Series. It's unbelievable. And they're up a game. The national anthems are playing right now. They have BB Rexa doing the American national anthem. Canadian Brampton's very own Alessia Cara will be doing the Canadian national anthem. We're going to sit here and hang out for a little bit because we are early. We have 10 gifted memberships already from Francois Labelle. Thank you. Thank you, Francois. And Sadine Magic 1519, as they always do before every stream, sends out this message. The lucky cap is on, and to make it 4 straight wins, Jays, if you care about the children at all, you will win this game. So a couple changes here for the Blue Jays in their starting lineup. Let's go through that while we wait for this game to get underway. So let me just pull this up for you. If you give me uno momento. Boom. Okay. Let's do this. Let's drop the score. We don't need that. Let's move my stupid face. Jay's here right next to me. There. Oh, yeah. No, pointed. There we go. Jay's right over there. Biggest change for the lineup today is no Bo Bichette. So it's Springer, Lucas, Guerrero, Kirk, Varsho, Clement, Barger, IKF, Jimenez. You can see there, IKF switches in for Bo at second base. Oh, we got Francois Labelle again with a super chat that says, go Expos, go Jays, go SDPN. Appreciate that. So as I was saying, John Schneider made the decision that IKF here, after Bo hasn't played in 4 weeks, right? More than that, I think now, because it was mid to early September-ish. I always forget the date his last game was, but Bo hasn't played in quite a while. So it makes sense that he's not ramped up enough to play back-to-back games. So you start him on the bench, you have IKF in there for the defense, and then when you need a hit, you have Bo off the bench to come in, pinch hit for whoever you need. We, as Robert Malloy says in the chat, we will see Bo. This is how the Blue Jays play baseball. They utilize their bench heavy, and Bo Bichette is one of the best bats in the American League, has been year in, year out, and they are going to utilize him off the bench in some capacity in this game, pending some miraculous 20-0 win by the Dodgers, pending some weird 20-0 win by the Jays, you know? As long as this game resembles a baseball game, we're going to see Bo Bichette off the bench. And just to show you the bench there, it is Bichette, Ty France, Tyler Heineman, and Davis Schneider and Miles Strauss. Schneider also comes out of the lineup with the Dodgers going with Yamamoto. They want to have Nathan Lucas in there. No more Davis Schneider in the lineup. It's, like I said, Lucas, Varsho, and Barger in the field. Barger comes in, too. He was on the bench last game. So there you go. That's the lineup. Davis Schneider there yesterday was hitting 2-spot. Ernie Clement was a little down in the lineup with Barger coming in. He's going to hit 7 instead. And then, yeah, like I said, Barger's there in right field. No Davis Schneider. No Bo. IKF, Barger. Couple changes for the Jays. Now, if we go to the Los Angeles Dodgers side of things, we see Ohtani, Betts, Freeman. No changes there. Will Smith, Teoscar, Max Muncy, Kike Hernandez, Mr. Edman, and Pages. No changes there at all with the Dodgers lineup. Yeah, nothing given there. Same lineup as yesterday. And then Yamamoto's on the hill. That's going to be a tall task for the Toronto Blue Jays, but we have seen them rise to every tall task. And then for the Blue Jays, I didn't even mention this, Gausman goes for them. We got the Blue Jays ace going in game 2, which bodes well for them because they already got through the Dodgers ace, and now they got their own ace on the mound in Gausman. We have a couple of super chats here. That I need to get to. We had Sports Fan Reacts renewing their membership that says, hoping they let Buck throw out the first pitch. They did not. They let Joe friggin' Carter, 93, touch 'em all Joe, throw out the first pitch at the Rogers Center. Beautiful. Beautiful. They went with Cito Gaston for game 1. Joe Carter for game 2. Rogers is rolling out the carpet for the big boys. I don't even know who you would go with in game 5. Or game 6, sorry. Because they're going 2-3-2. So who you going with game 6? I don't know. We got another super chat here. Corrupted 101. Bo was definitely limping off last game. Yeah. Like he's not ramped up enough to go back-to-back games. Let him sit this whole game. Bring him in as a pinch hitter. It's a smart decision. John Schneider, I'm the first to criticize him when I don't like his moves. This isn't one where I'm going to sit here and criticize. We got Andrew Doucette saying, rough Leafs game. Let's go Jays. They won. That is a step up for the Leafs. They won a game. Good for the Leafs. Cassie said, Steve just hooked my Twitter notifications for the night. I hope your team wins, Jesse. I'll hang out until the end of the Pens game. Thank you for being here, Cassie. Appreciate you hanging out. I am sorry that Steve got your Twitter notifications going by tagging you on Twitter. He does have a lot of followers. Roberto Alomar, you think, for the next home game for the Jays? That'd be a good one too. You can't go wrong with anybody from those 92, 93 teams. In the ALCS, it was all about the 15, 16 teams. They go Donaldson, they go Batista, Joey Bats, they go Marco Estrada. Good stuff there. So Alomar is a good choice to come back with for the next home game. But like, who gets Game 7? Like, I don't know. That's one of the most fun things we got going right now. Is just who's throwing out the first pitch. So that's how you know it's good times. That's how you know it's good times in Jays land. I see some people calling out for the crab people. How about this? Crab people. Are there allegations against Alamo? I apologize if there are. I was not aware. Oh, he got removed from the level of... Okay, so no Roberto Alomar. Let's not do that then if there are allegations, quote, from the chat against him. All right, let's not do that. We'll figure somebody out. There's a lot of guys on that team. Oh, my goodness, that's awful. So, yeah, we'll find somebody else for Game 6 and 7 in Toronto. There we go. Jeez. Sometimes you learn things. Sometimes the chat teaches you a thing or two. Okay. Nicole says there are definitely some people here who have zero clue about the crabs. Crab people goes way back. That goes way, way back to 2021 when I started. No, is it 21 or 22? It might have been 22. Somewhere 22 or 21. I'm not sure. When I started streaming on Twitch for this company we have here, SDPN, so I'll explain crab people. Because we have time. The game hasn't started yet. It's 8:02. First pitch is 8:08 is the scheduled first pitch, I believe. So we still have here a couple minutes. So while we have that time, I'll explain why this is our hype emoji. Crab people, crab people. So when I started streaming on Twitch, we were looking for a hype emoji because it was a new thing we were trying. Steve did his sidecast, but I did literally video game streaming where I'd play GTA is what I initially started on because I'd never played GTA until I started those Twitch streams. And the Discord, like, we have a great Discord. Robert, drop the I don't know where the chat is on the screen for you, but wherever the chat is, it might be below. Drop the link in the description to join us on Discord. We have an amazing Discord community. And when I started streaming, we were looking for a hype emoji. So, like, when things are going on good on Twitch, you spam the hype emoji and you can start hype trains. And then hype trains get you channel points. Twitch works differently than YouTube. If you're not familiar with that platform, it's a lot more community engagement in those ways where you have things like hype trains and they really hype up the chat and there's more chat engagement, that sort of stuff. That's why I love streaming on Twitch. So we were looking for our hype emoji, and Emily on our Discord server came up with using the crab emoji because it looks like your hands are raised, right? So it looks like the crab emoji has their hands up in the air. So it looks like, yeah, we're all cheering as little crab people. And then South Park, if you're not familiar with South Park, they did an episode about these things called crab people, where the crab people were like taking over, to simplify, to dumb it down in the simplest ways. Crab people were like taking over South Park, and their whole thing, the group of crabs, they go, crab people, and they're like attacking South Park and all that stuff. So I started using this drop, crab people, when we were doing hype emoji stuff. So the chat that Emily started with the using the emoji or the crab emoji, when people are doing that, I use the crab people button. So then it's crab people, crab, and we're all clapping with our hands in the air. And that's how crab people came about. That's the long and the short of why I press the crab people button. We've been doing that for 3-4 years now, which is pretty darn cool. We got a long lore here. There's a lot of SDPN lore that you can learn about if you are not familiar. If you are not familiar with our channel, there is deep SDPN lore. We've been doing the Steve Dangle podcast since I've been a part of it since 2015 was my first year. So 10 years I would have been on. We're doing that hockey podcast thing over there on the channel. We're doing that for 10 years. But the whole show, I joined in year 2. So the whole show is 12 years old because it started in 2013. So 2013. So that's when the podcast actually started. So there's literally a decade old of references. Like there's some people here. If you've been listening to podcasts that long, you might know like Steve's PP, like that, or like these are things that go back. We've been in a lot of different studios. A lot of people I assume know like the Purelator truck. There's a lot of deep podcast lore that we gotta explain. One day we'll do a podcast lore episode. Steve's kayak. Yep. Homeboy's gonna get it. Yo, Homeboy's gonna get it is a great one. Bella Hadid. That's that's a good one. David Dobrik and Liza Koshy. We did an episode that was like a first time where we did like a non-hockey thing that really got traction, and then we did the Bella Hadid one too, and that got crazy traction too. There's a lot of deep lore podcast stuff. We're going here. The Blue Jays are taking the field. Let's go. Kevin Gausman is getting on the mound to face Shohei Ohtani. As you can see, the scoreboard has changed from the time to the outs because Gausman is on the mound ready to throw the first pitch of the game. I have my throat coat tee. Wes Richard's in the building. There's a little confetti for Wes Richard's entry into the chat. This is my tee for the night. It's called Throat Coat. It's supposed to make your throat all good. My throat's been sounding a little better. I hasn't been losing it as consistently as the ALCS. In the World Series here, my throat's been holding up a little more because I've been coating it. It's a little phrasing saying the name of the tea, but you know, we're here for a good time. Kevin Gausman's making his first career World Series start. 18 innings pitched this postseason, only 4 runs allowed in those 18 innings pitched. Ohtani is going to be the first batter he faces. Shohei, the man we don't need in Toronto to reach the World Series. We know that for certain. Jays are up 1-0 in this series. Meg Han, super chats that says hit like, hit subscribe, tell all your friends. That is our first instance of telling you to hit like on this video. It is a small thing you can do that can really help out this channel. Just hitting like on the video. It means a lot to us. And if you really want to help us, you hit subscribe. And we appreciate every subscription we get. And if you want to go the extra mile, subscribe to SDP VIP and give some memberships to your friends. Doug Leafan says, Steve had Leo as a guest. Where is Pizza Box? This guy? Doug Leafan, OG, knows the Pizza Box here. We're almost at first pitch here. We'll watch it with Pizza Box. This is from my Twitch streams. This is where I do all my lineup combinations for NHL on this Pizza Box here. And he became my AGM. Ohtani takes the first pitch for a strike. Kevin Gausman gets the benefit of the doubt there. I keep that Pizza Box under my desk where I stream, so I've always had it with me. Kevin Gausman starts the game off 0-1. 0-2 now against Ohtani. Beautiful pitch in here. Throwing strikes to Shohei. Wes Richard writes, hungover as hell today, Jesse. I may have partied a little too hard last night. Ready to do it all over again, though. Let's go, Jays. Yo, Wes, you have a good time. Don't apologize for being hungover. All that means is you made some good memories with some good friends, I hope. We got Shohei fouling one off. Oh, no, that's in fair territory. That's going to be enough room there for Nathan Lucas to make the grab. Blue Jays start the game off, retiring Ohtani in a pop fly to Nathan Lucas. One down. A whole game to go. We got Robert Bett with a question for moi that says, hey, Jesse, what position did you play in ball? I was a pitcher when I was really young. I was a pitcher, and then they put me at third base because I had a strong arm because I was a pitcher. I could throw, like, pretty hard for my age group, but then, like, slowly everybody kind of – I didn't get – like, my pitches never got faster. Everybody kind of caught up to me, you know, but I was really good at, like, when I was, like, 12 and stuff. I was, like, one of the hardest throwing players we had, like, in the whole league, like in our whole district. I played in the Mississauga Southwest Baseball Association. I played AAA for the Twins. I think they're still the Twins in that region of Mississauga. And yeah, I had a two-seamer or four-seamer, two-seamer. I couldn't really throw a circle change, but I could kind of throw a circle change. I could throw a knuckle curve though. I had a knuckle curve. And then I had a slider that I never threw. So, yeah, just like 3 pitches. That's a ball outside, 1-2 to Betts. And then I was really good defensively at third base because I had a strong arm there and my fielding was good enough. So I used to play like third and pitcher a lot. Early on, I was catcher. And then I was being underutilized behind the plate. There's a ball into right field. Addison Barger, the hero of last game, is going to run over and make that catch. Addison, only player in the history of Major League Baseball to hit a pinch hit grand slam in the World Series, makes the catch for out number 2. That's Mr. Barger. Robert Malloy is on the chat. If you get any messages from the SDPN account, blame Robert for them. Leafs division. This is someone who knows ball. Leafs division, knower of ball, says pitching nowadays isn't like pitching like it used to. Today, it's all about how hard and how fast you can throw, not like back in the days where it was more about the pitch itself. There was a lot of, like, you could really get by with finesse, is what I'll call it. Changing speeds, being deceptive, having like a really good curveball could fool hitters. But now you need to always have that 95-mile-an-hour fastball you can go to. You know, you need to be pitching into the mid-90s. Hopefully you're higher than that in the high 90s. But you need that plus the deceptive off-speed stuff. You need to really be able to change speeds, but also get that high velocity. Oh, that's a great pitch by Gausman there. 84. Just like what I'm saying right there. Gausman goes four-seam 94 and then a splitter at 84. Back in the day, like, you could probably do a 90-mile-an-hour fastball and like an 88-mile-an-hour curveball and you're fooling hitters. But these days, you need to have that 95 fastball plus that 84 splitter and really be changing speeds. Plus your arm angle always needs to be the same. Plus the way the balls come out of your hand needs to be the exact same on every pitch so the batter can't pick up any tendencies. It's a much more scientific game than it was back in the day, I'd say for sure. Freddie Freeman fouls this one off into the crowd. Not enough room there for Ernie Clement to run over and catch that. The count remains at 2-2. Good start to the game here from Gausman. No hate on retiring the first two batters of the game quickly. And that is another foul off by the half Canadian, Freddie Freeman. Just a fantastic hitter, Freeman. If you watched the World Series last year, you're a baseball fan, you watched the Dodgers win the World Series last year. What an unreal run he had against the Yankees. World Series MVP, more than deserved it. Here's the 2-2 pitch again. That one's being ripped down the line. That's going to get all the way to the wall. Addison Barger's going to stroll over there and throw it in. Freddie Freeman's going to stop at second base. That is a 2-out double by Freeman. Just singing his praises there, and he delivers with a good one there. That was a hard pitch to hit a splitter low inside. Or sorry, outside to the lefty Freeman. Low outside, out of the zone, and he's able to just reach over, pull it over, get a lot on it. Exit velocity of 88 miles per hour, and just shoot it into the corner. That's a good piece of hitting by Freeman. Gausman, I'm not worried, though. Gausman's our boy. Gausman's the man. He's getting ahead of these batters like he has right now with Will Smith. 0-1 is the count. Let's see what he does here, if he can retire him for the third out of the inning. That is a base hit up the middle. He does not retire Will Smith. In fact, he allows him to reach base, and that single by Smith drives in the opening run of the game. The Dodgers start this thing off 1-0 in the top of the first. Freddie Freeman's nice piece of hitting on a 2-2 pitch, splitter low, gets him a double. And then Will Smith follows that up by seeing a good, what was that, fastball? No, it was slider. A slider also outside the zone, running with it, squaring the bat, getting that right back up the middle. And the Dodgers, 2 hits, 1 run. That's the dangerous thing about this team. That's the dangerous thing about this team. Wes Richard had asked, can I throw a decent knuckleball? No, I can't. I've never been able to throw a knuckleball that resembles anything like Tim Wakefield. Like, it's like a lob. It's not anything. For your knuckleball to be effective, it actually has to have some speed to it. You still got to get it up to some miles an hour, but it's just not got to spin and just dance in the air. So I've never been able to throw a good knuckleball. Maybe one day I'll work on that. Here's Corrupted 101 saying, thoughts on Colonel Sanders behind home plate? I hope all umpires make the correct call in every situation. That's what I'm going to say about. That's what I'm going to say about the home plate umpire. That's what I'm going to say about. That's what I'm going to say about Colonel Sanders. Teoscar Hernandez here. There it is. Oh my God. So Colonel Sanders behind home plate. That's a strikeout. Sorry. I said there it is. Like, we all knew it was going to happen. It was a strikeout. It was awesome. So Colonel Sanders behind home plate, behind the umpire, is holding up a K when there's a strike, and it's the KFC K. Is that like viral marketing? When like movies will like throw like a scary movie, will put a character in the audience so that they appear on the thing. Is KFC doing viral marketing at the World Series? Or is this like, is it like actually somebody who's just having fun? It is a little cringe. Yeah, it's not an accident, right? KFC definitely is paying for this. KFC has got to be paying for the viral marketing. Wes Richard writes, would you have started Bichette tonight? No. It's long and the short. I would not have started Bichette. John Schneider spoke about it. He's been off for so long, right? He's been off for so long, it's hard for him to play back-to-back games. The adrenaline was probably running through his body yesterday. Any sort of injury that Bichette had, he fought through it. He got through that stuff because it's game 1 of the World Series. That is going to hit you the next day. So, would I have played him today? No. I think you utilize his bat off the bench. Bo Bichette, if you weren't here earlier, I was talking about this. Bo Bichette is going to play today if this game resembles any sort of reasonable baseball game where it's not a blowout on either side. Bo Bichette is going to get in this game as a pinch hitter. At some point, the Jays are going to need a bat to come up in some sort of situation, medium of the game, late in the game, and they're going to use Bo because he's one of the best hitters in the American League, and you have that sitting on the bench. So I would not have played him in the field today to start the game. I would use him like as John Schneider is going to use him, and that's a bat off the bench in a crucial situation because his you can't trust his injury to withstand back-to-back games for the first time in over a month of sitting out. Okay. City Magic 1591 says, okay, Jays, time to respond with at least one early run of your own. City Magic, even if they don't get the one run, a lot of games to go. Yoshinobu Yamamoto is on the mound for the Los Angeles Dodgers. He's coming off pitching a complete game in his last outing. Things that don't exist anymore in baseball in 2025. If you want me to talk about old school baseball, I do miss pitchers going out there pitching 110 pitches like Roy Halladay. Well, Roy Halladay would be like 90 pitches, complete game, 2-hitter, 1 run, you know? Roy Halladay would be out there on the mound in the ugly Rogers Center back in the day when you could buy the $2 tickets and the Jays would put up no runs to support him. But Yamamoto in his last game had one of the old school performances and pitched an absolute gem for the Dodgers. So the Blue Jays they got a battle today against one of the best pitchers in the league who's on his game right now. Robert Bett says maybe he's doing it for free chicken. So on my TV, they played a KFC commercial. KFC, why are you doing this to us? Sending the Colonel to the game. Now we gotta sit here and look at Colonel Sanders all day. We got Canada Matt here. McDonald's should bring back the 90s pizza if the Jays win. I don't remember McDonald's pizza. I'm a little too young for the McDonald's pizza era, I think. Or at least because, I don't remember. Oh, there's a hit into left field by Springer. Springer's going to round first, head into second, head first slide. Springer! Selly gets into second. That's George with a Springer. Not dinger. Springer double into second. Springer double into second. Beautiful stuff. That's how you want to start off the game. Forget talking about how good Yamamoto is. What about how good and clutch George Springer is? What a start for the Jays. You allow that run, but the bats are always there to pick up this team, and that's Nathan Lucas dropping one into left field. George Springer, though, gets the hold sign by the third base coach. hangs out at third base, but Nathan Lucas gets aboard with a no-out single to push Springer up a base. And now with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. coming to the plate, he's nodding his head because he knows what's up. Oh, baby. We got Tori Nira saying, Colonel Sanders with the K sign. Thank you for the super chat, first of all. Tori Nira saying, Colonel Sanders with the K sign is absolutely a marketing thing. They've done a lot more creepy stuff like the dating sim. I don't know about the dating sim, but it's definitely a marketing thing now that I'm looking closer. He has a Springer Dinger sign that was KFC branded. This is KFC paying for this. Vladdy takes a pitch down and in. 2-0's the count. Bay Lau says, I'm not missing a grand slam this time. Let's see. DPORC04 writes, Leafs sacrificial loss to the Sabres equals Blue Jays win. Leafs won today. Hopefully Friday was a sacrificial loss for 2 Blue Jays wins. You know? All right. Vladdy. 2-1's the count. Yamamoto's dealing a splitter that Vladdy swings through. He took a big hack at that one. Sedin Magic 15 says, is it just me or does Yamamoto look nervous? Oh, I hope so. Yo, nerves are a real thing. I think professional athletes get nervous. People can argue with me about this all my entire life. I don't care. I will forever believe that athletes get nervous. They are human beings. No matter what your analytics say about people, there's a foul ball by Vladdy. No matter what your analytics say about people, I think dudes will get nervous in a game. And sometimes they make mistakes because they're nervy. And who cares what the analytics of their 162 game or 82 game or 16-week game performance says. 17 weeks now in the NFL. 17 games, I should say, in the NFL. They can get nervous in big moments. And some guys rise to the occasion and some guys don't. I'm not saying Yamamoto's nervous. I don't know if I'm agreeing with you, CD Magic. I'm saying in general, people choke. Vladdy's here with a 2-2 count again after fouling off that one. Let's see what he's got here. None out, 2 on. What is Vladdy going to do? Oh, that's brutal. That's a good pitch. That is a good pitch by Yamamoto. That splitter's nasty. Oh, that rotation on that ball. I don't blame Vladdy for swinging through that one. Oh, not a lot of humans alive hitting that. No, that's an all-world pitch. Oh, my goodness. Alejandro Kirk at the plate. 1 out now. Yamamoto trying to work through a jam. Springer doubled to start off the game for the Blue Jays. Nathan Lucas got a single, but it was just blooped into left field and not enough on it to cash Springer, so he's standing on third. Now Kirk is looking to cash the chips right now and bring home Springer and maybe even Lucas and maybe even himself with a home run. Who knows? We'll see how this thing rolls out. Kirk here, 2-0. Let's see if he has the green light. He does swing at that one. That's a little tough. So, it's it's tough watching a guy do that. It's real tough. Because in this situation, Kirk is trying to just get a ball to the outfield. A ball to the outfield scores a run on a sacrifice fly. It's 2-0. Most likely, you're going to see something hard. You're going to see some sort of version of fastball. And you can usually take that pitch, hit into the outfield. But that pitch that Kirk swung at was a splitter low. He thought he was going to get something hard. He had a green light. And then now he lines out to first base. Like, this is what I'm talking about. This third pitch here. Look at this. Let me move myself out of the way there. See, 3? 3. That's a splitter low. Kirk swung at that and fouled it off. You can't do that, you know? Like, I get you're trying to 2-0 count. You're trying to take a hard thrown ball and hit it into the outfield and score a run. But when it's ball 3 and you got the potential for a 3-0 count, you got to be a little bit more patient in the chat. Or sorry, in the chat, in the box. Sorry, I was getting to the chat, the James Stemler super chat. So my mind was in two places. You got to be a little more patient in the box now. To the super chat from James Stemler that says, fascinating how this timeline of starting pitchers not going as many innings perfectly lines up with starting goaltenders transition to making less starts. And NBA players playing less minutes. Like, everybody in pro sports realizes if we just play less, we can play longer. And it's something across all the pro sports where guys don't go as hard because they want to save their bodies. It's, as a fan, you want to see the top guys go harder all the time. But the sports science of it says that the less you play, the longer you'll play. So you might as well hold out in moments when you don't need to be out there. That's the nature of sports we watch today. Varsho, 3-0. Varsho looked like he got ball 4, but home plate umpire Adrian Johnson calls it a strike. It was low. He's really calling these pitches that are low in the zone strikes. It's ugly. So now it's fouled off by Varsho, and we have a 3-2 count. That is a called strike on that fourth pitch of the at-bat. That could really change the way this inning plays out because that could have been bases loaded with 2 out there. And instead we got here a strikeout by Yamamoto. A curveball gets Varsho. Man. Leadoff double. Can't cash. Leadoff double. Plus a single. Can't cash. Not great. Not great. You want to see at least something, out of Vladdy, Kirk, and Varsho. And they got a big fat nothing. Big fat nothing. So let's look at this thing. Home plate umpire Adrian Johnson, I think, is letting the batters know that low pitches are going to be called strikes. This is the pitch on Varsho. Got it here now. So that fourth pitch is ball 4. It's out of the zone, and he's called it a strike. Varsho, correctly patient at the plate, does the right thing, takes the right pitch, and the home plate umpire, Adrian Johnson, doesn't reward him with a called ball. He calls it a strike. That sixth pitch was nasty, Spearmint Media. That curveball was something nobody's hitting. That was a good curveball. Wes Richard writes, another 9-run 6th inning, please. I'd take that. I'd take that all day. Alejandro Kirk, as I mentioned, fouling off a 2-1 split or 2-0 splitter that was low, would have made it 3-0. Here is the Will Smith Game Day 3D. This is the first run of the game for those of you that missed it. Let's get back to it. Will Smith singling on a ground ball to center field. Dalton Varsho. Freddie Freeman comes around the bases to score. This is the replay of that on Game Day 3D. Will Smith here taking a pitch away, able to pull it, and that means if you pull a ball away, it's going to go pretty much up the middle, and that's what it does. Freddie Freeman, who hit a double, hit a double and then advanced over to third. Hit a double, was on second, is able to score from second. It was back-to-back hits out of the Dodgers where there's Freeman scoring. It was back-to-back hits where they had the Freddie Freeman double and then a Will Smith single, and that scores a single run so that the Dodgers are up 1-0 here as we head to the top of the second inning. That's how we got here. Super Chats. Super Chats are plenty today. Ray Adlington, who's always hanging out here. Ray Adlington writes, history reminder of the night. Game 2 of the 92 series featured Ed Sprague pinch hit homer to win the game in the 9th inning. Pinch hit home runs are a thing that the Blue Jays love to do in the World Series. Addison Barger had one in Game 1. There's an out to start the inning in the top of the second. Max Muncy flies out to Nathan Lucas there in left field. Gosman getting a quick out here on the second pitch of the inning. Pop fly to Lucas. 1 down. City Magic says there's no excuse for having a man on third with none out and not scoring. Absolutely unacceptable. Acceptable. Champions cash that in. They didn't. Plenty of game to go. If you remember, game number 1, less than 24 hours to go yesterday. I was disappointed that the Jays did not get anybody home when they had the bases loaded in the first inning in game number 1. At that point, there was 2 outs, I think, when the bases were actually loaded, but they had men on there in scoring position in the first inning. Last game, they did not score anything. Next time they had the bases loaded, they scored a couple, and then you know what happened with Addison Barger. Long game. Baseball games take a while. They didn't cash it this time, but there will be opportunities to cash runners again in this game for the Blue Jays. Swing and a miss there by Hernandez. Enrique Kike Hernandez swinging through that one. Huge cut, but it's a strike for Gosman. 2-2's the count, 1 out. See if Gosman can retire the batter here. Thank you for hanging out right now. That's a pop fly. That's going to be caught by IKF or Vladdy. Was Vladdy teasing him? Did you see Vladdy like looking up? Did you see Vladdy looking up like he was going to catch it? Yo, Vladdy so jokes. It's the World Series, and Vladdy's so unfazed that he's like playing pranks in the second inning of the World Series. Vladdy's so good. He's built for this. He was raised and born to be a superstar in Major League Baseball. I love him. I'm so happy he's a Blue Jay. Like, how can you not be like, that's our boy? Vladdy's so darn awesome. Edmund now. Tommy Edmonds at the plate to face Gosman. We got a super chat here. Cam Redknack says 0 for 3 by your 3, 4, and 5 hitters is unacceptable. I'm not ready to take that moment and say that, like, they ruined it. It's over. They didn't get that, you know? I can't bash. I'm disappointed. The Kirk at bat didn't like that at all, how he handled that. Next two batters, like, you want something out of these guys, right? Vladdy there even. In that big spot, you want your big boy to step up and do something. But I don't think that's the game. I don't think that's if maybe we'll look back. Let me see innings play out. Let me see these things play out. And if that becomes a crucial moment, then that's a crucial moment. But I'm willing to see some more of this thing happen on my television screen before I start harping on them for the runners in scoring position with none out. Runner, I should say. Only Springer there was in scoring position, and them not cashing Springer in that situation. You know? I'm willing to be patient with these Jays. They've proven time and time and time again that they come back, that they have good games, that if the offense is a little slow, they can get it going, and this will be a close game. Gosman strikeout. Unreal. Quick inning. Quick work of the Dodgers. Nice strikeout there of Tommy Edman. Dog hair. Waffles hair on me. We got SLS 98 with the Colonel Sanders in the building. Yes, we've had the Colonel Sanders chat. KFC. I don't want to give them any more promo. They're already doing promo, and this is what they want, right? Us talking about it. So KFC is doing promo behind the dugout at Rogers Center. They sent Colonel Sanders to hold up K signs to get some free promo from this game. So that's what's going on there. I got my Jays bat. I had to pick it up. My 92-93 World Series Jays bat that I got at like a giveaway at the Rogers Center probably 15 years ago or something. 50,000 people in Toronto probably have this from one of the days. Let's go to the chat once again. 1-0 Dodgers. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Francois LaBelle writes, Vladdy Jr.'s only better fit team would be the Expos. If the Expos existed still, Vladdy would be a perfect Expo, but they don't. So now he has to be a Blue Jay. And we signed him when he was 16, so like dibs. We got long-time dibs on Vladdy. Nav Bhatia is behind home plate. Good seeing Nav, Mississauga's greatest. Nav Bhatia. We got Jean-Sebastian Waugh saying, you made a mistake take, Jesse. You need to ask us about our chips for the Jays to cash in. Don't forget next time. Maybe this was my fault. I always tell you I have no effect on the universe and how these games play out. I can't jinx anything, people. But if I did, it would have been my fault for not asking you what chips the Blue Jays need to cash in, because they need to cash in all the chips. It felt a little too early. You know, I waited until that 6th inning to really put the pressure on Addison to cash all the chips. And we begged and pleaded for the Jays to cash all the chips. And we listed all the chips we could, and they got cash. So if I waited to the 6th inning last time, I can't be doing it in the 1st inning this time, you know? Ernie Clement's at the plate right now. Bottom of the 2nd inning, none out. Ernie Clement pops one up into the infield. Freeman drops it. Freeman overruns the ball. So Freeman just overruns a pop fly. That's his. Like, there's no reason he should think that Muncy on third's going to get that or Will Smith behind the plate's going to catch that. Freeman, that's your ball. What are you doing? What are you doing, Freddie? You know what? You know what? Secret psyop for Canada. We pleaded and asked for Josh Naylor last round, who's on the Mariners, to help us out. Just like throw a couple at bats for Canada, okay, you Canadian? Now we got half Canadian Freeman dropping a pop fly, overrunning it, and letting it fall into the infield. Maybe half of them's like, I want Toronto to win. I want these Blue Jays to be successful. I'm going to drop this pop fly. That's what I'm going to pretend happened there. Game 1 hero Addison Barger's at the plate. 2-2 is the count. None out. Clement on first. Robert Bet with a $10 super chat. Thank you. I don't know, but I'm sure at one point in time, but has Vladdy ever been in a bad mood? Although I don't want to, he's a pretty big boy. Vladdy's never been in a bad mood in his entire life. Vladdy is only good vibes constantly at all moments. And that is why he's the perfect leader on this baseball team. Addison Barger's worked the count to a 3-2 count. None out. What has he got? That's a strike. That is a strike. Dang. Sedin Magic 1591 writes, feel free to keep doing whatever that was, Freeman. Feel free, Min. IKF hits a pop fly to center field. That's going to be caught. Andy Pajes catches that one out in center field. That is 2 down. 2 outs. IKF jumping on the first pitch of the at-bat there. A curveball that he thought he could hit. But instead, he pop flies it to center field. Now Andres Jimenez is at the plate here, trying to make use of that Clement error. Or sorry, Clement single error. They ruled it an error, right? No. No. So, what? The official scorer rules the Freeman play a single? Oh, Jimenez with a hard hit ball. Mookie Betts, all-world gold glove out there. Anywhere he plays in the diamond. Mookie Betts, beautiful play at short. Beautiful, beautiful play by Betts. Oh, love some good defensive play by baseballers. That's a throw over to Freeman, who catches it this time. Can somebody explain to me what the hell happened with the ruling of that single? Why did they... They got to fix that, right? So the official scorer in the building rules that a single for Ernie. And that makes no sense because there is no reason for that ball to fall unless an error is made, which is an error. So give Freeman that error, please. Fix that. J.U. Wang writes, Yamamoto looks better than their pitcher yesterday. How many elite starters they have, and I think I'm hooked now. I will follow the Jays next year. Yo, I'm so happy that the Jays are going on this run because deep playoff runs make new fans. This is when you get the people who don't care at all about even any sport start watching sports. They're like, the team in my town is in the championship. I'm going to watch a game. I'm going to go out to the bar. I'm going to enjoy this with my friends. And I love that. I love that so much. So, Jay Wang, if you're a new fan of baseball, if you're just a hockey fan, if you're a whatever fan, you're a basketball fan, but now you're watching the Jays and now you're going to stick around and watch the Jays next year, new fans made, that is awesome. Yes, to answer your question, the Los Angeles Dodgers are stacked in their rotation. Blake Snell is an ace, top-tier ace. Their best pitcher starts today, arguably their best pitcher. Like, we'll go through it, but he pitches yesterday. And now we got to face Yamamoto, who I was talking about before, is coming off a complete game. That's how good he is. Complete game in the playoffs. He's been unreal for them this season. They also have Shohei Ohtani, who is the greatest baseball player of all time, who's also a darn good pitcher who will be in this game. I think he's going to pitch game number 4 for them. So, yeah, the Dodgers, there are no holes on this team when it comes to that pitching staff. Let's see some of their numbers here from this regular season. Yeah, and then you got Tyler Glasnow, who's also really good. They'll probably go Snell, Yamamoto, Glasnow, and then Ohtani game 4. So, yeah, no holes in this. And then you got like Roki Sasaki, who's coming out of the pen right now, but could easily start a game if he was stretched out to start. So, yeah, no holes in the Dodgers pitching staff. And I'm not even bringing up like Clayton Kershaw, one of the greatest pitchers we've ever had ever. So, yeah, he's just hanging out too. This is hard. It's hard. Nobody said winning a World Series would be easy. Paez is at the plate to face Gausman. 1-1's the count. None out here. Top of the 3rd inning. I need some throat coat. Ground ball to second base. IKF is going to field that one. Throw it over to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Paez grounds out for the first out of the inning. Robert said a lot of people are seeing Ohtani for the first time, so I try to explain. You're all good. Yeah. Robert in the chat on the SDPN account was trying to say, like, context what Ohtani is. He is like, there is no comparable in hockey because you can't play goal and forward at the same time. He is McDavid and Connor Hellebuck from last year. It's like if Connor Hellebuck was also Connor McDavid, and every like 3 days Connor Hellebuck would play first line center. Every 5 days, because that's when you pitch in baseball, right? So let's say every 5 days Connor Hellebuck came out. No, it'd be every 5 days McDavid goes to play goal for the Oilers, and he also has a .950 save percentage. That's what it is. There's no equivalent in basketball because you play both ways in basketball anyways. There is a fly out to Ernie Clement. That stays in enough foul territory. Doesn't get over the fence, so Clement can get over there and catch that ball. If you're doing the hockey comparison, it's like Connor McDavid playing goal and being Vezina caliber in goal while also being Connor McDavid. That is what Shohei Ohtani is. It's the greatest thing I've ever witnessed in my lifetime from a baseball perspective. I got gray hair, but I wasn't around for Babe Ruth, as you can imagine. So, yeah, Ohtani, greatest baseball player I've ever seen play. We got Mookie Betts ground ball. That's going to end the inning here for the Blue Jays, making quick work of the Dodgers here. Meg Han saying in the NL there's no designated hitcher or pitcher's bat. That's not true anymore. The National League does have the DH. That is thing that's been implemented for a couple of years now. There is a designated hitter in the National League now. So 2002, I think they made that change. It was after the pandemic. Do a quick Google here just to make sure I can confirm my my stats. 2002. Yeah, so DH is everywhere. The NL isn't stupid anymore. It was always stupid. Like, let's be honest, pitchers hitting was always the dumbest rule ever. Like, I get tradition. But if we're going to tradition something, make it at least make sense. Why did we ever allow that? Oh, just one spot in the order we're going to chuck into the ether and they're going to hit 082 for the entire season. Or they're going to bunt every time they're up. It was the dumbest thing ever from the last 100 years of baseball. I'm so happy they got rid of pitchers hitting. It was useless. Useless, I tell you. And the fact that one league did it and the other didn't? Why are we playing half rules for 16 teams and half not? It made no sense. Why? So happy we got rid of that dumbness. Other super chats here. Sorry. Other super chats. Sorry, I just got to scroll here. Robert Bett said, the Leafs make new fans too. Long playoff run. Your argument don't hold up. Hey, what do you mean? The Leafs got to go on a long playoff run to make new fans. I don't know what you're talking about. Second round. They got to go a little longer than that. Snoopy Kendall says Blue Jays had a potential pitcher hitter in John Olerud back in the day. Look at his pitching numbers. He was great. MLB just didn't do that before. John Olerud, Blue Jays, great. Big fan of John Olerud. I had no idea that he had an opportunity to be a two-way player. That's cool. But that never panned out. I remember him playing first base for a long time growing up for the Blue Jays. But I had no idea. Let's look up some John Olerud stats. I like that we're getting into baseball lore here. Oh, yeah, he did have some pitching history here. John Olerud. Yeah. Did he ever pitch in the majors? No, there's no pitching stats for John Olerud in the majors. I guess. Uh-oh. You don't like that. George Springer, the ultimate hockey player / baseball player. If you ever want somebody who's a gamer, like your favorite NHLer, it's George Springer. That dude gets beamed like he's playing in front of the net taking cross checks. He got hit in the head early in what was that, late July, had a concussion, got hit in the knee earlier in the playoffs. Now he gets beamed in the hand. Oh, my goodness. Chris Tanev in the box is George Springer just taking all the block shots. All the block shots. Unreal, George Springer. Oh, what did I say? Oh, sorry about the designated hitter thing. I kept saying 2002. I think all of you know I meant 2022. When you're talking here for 3.5 hours, you're gonna miss your words. I apologize. I meant 2022, not 2002, with the designated hitter switch. After the pandemic is 2022. Wes Richard says, I know it's been said already, but Jesse, your streams have been an absolute joy. Oh, thank you. Your passion is unreal, and you're so fun to watch. Keep up the great work, sir. Can we get a very loud go, Jays, go? Or, let's go, Blue Jays. There we go. Nathan Lucas is at the plate, 1-2 here after George Springer takes that ball off the hand. James Stemler with a super chat. George, stop being a ball magnet. I don't know why it is. That I guess so. My guess is I don't know for certain, but I assume pitchers want to throw inside on Springer because that's where he doesn't hit the ball well. You know, that inside part of the plate is probably a place where you can take advantage of his bat. He's probably not great at those inside pitches, so guys are constantly trying to throw inside to Springer. And, Yamamoto gets Lucas swinging there. So Springer's always facing pitches inside because that is where he is most vulnerable. I'd have to do some digging on that. That's not something that's like difficult to drum up in like his hot and cold zones around the plate. But I'm guessing like pitchers want to go inside on Springer. So you lose a couple balls, you hit the batter a couple times over the course of the season, and it's ugly. So I hope Springer is okay and his hand is all right. He looks all right. Nothing's going to take him out of the game. He is so good. That is Vladdy hitting one into left field, off the wall. I don't know if it's going to be deep enough to get Springer home. It's not, and it's hit too hard for Vladdy to get over to second. It's a long single. Long single. Great play by Kike Hernandez out in left field to get that ball relayed in quickly. Springer goes from first to third. And there's two men on here for the Blue Jays with one out. Captain Kirk now comes to the plate. SLS 98 says, you buy any World Series merch, Jesse? I saw the Weekend has a collab with the Jays. I got one of those hoodies. It was my most favorite purchase in a long time. I purchased one of the Weekend World Series Jays hoodies because those of you who were here with our Music Corner live stream in the Seattle Mariners game where I think it was the Jays who were blowing out the Mariners and we didn't have a good time. Went through my record collection. You know that. Part of my record collection, I should say. You know that I'm a huge fan of The Weeknd. I couldn't pass up the opportunity to get a Weeknd times the Blue Jays collab. Like two of my favorite loves in life come together for a hoodie and they had t-shirts as well, but I picked up the hoodie one in Blue Jays blue. So, yes, I have picked up World Series merch, and that hoodie in particular. There's a deep fly ball to center field. This is going to cash Springer. We asked them to cash some chips. We got a little Doritos, some Ruffles, some Lay's, with George Springer coming home, getting the first run on the board on a sac fly by Alejandro Captain Kirk, cashing one for the Jays. Woo! That is a good piece of hitting by Kirk. We asked first inning, hey, do a little better. Do a little better with the men in scoring position, with the runners in scoring position. Sorry, I should say, getting my words tangled. They did better that time. Kirk gets a pitch he can hit and flies it out to center field. He tried to do it on a similar pitch last time. That was a splitter. This is a slider. He's able to elevate it even though it was low in the zone, 88 miles per hour. He gets 102 exit velocity on that thing, pops it up, and here we have the end of the inning as Dalton Varsho grounds out to first base. But not until Vladdy hits a long single that gets Springer from first to third. Very important hit, as they're showing on the broadcast, the replay of it. And then Kirk is able to cash Springer, and the Jays tie up this ballgame. Long way to go still. We're going to the top of the fourth inning, all square. This is a fresh baseball game. Let's do this thing. J Max with the holy cow $10 super chat. J-Max writes, another stupid rule that changed fairly recently. Depending on which team won the All-Star game, NL or AL would decide home field advantage in the World Series. Why? That was a bad rule. That came in I want to say, the mid-2000s. Early 2000s to manufacture importance to the All-Star game. The MLB was worried about the All-Star game, and they were saying, we need to figure out a way for this to actually count. And I remember when it was implemented because I believe the marketing campaign around the All-Star game that year was Now It Matters. Or something, I think it was something like, now it matters, or this one matters, or now this one counts. This one really counts. Something along those lines there was a huge marketing campaign around this new rule of the All-Star game because, it's for home field advantage. They're actually playing for something. The guys are going to try. Tune in on Fox, 8 o'clock, All-Star, NL versus AL. And then eventually everyone's like, maybe we shouldn't have an exhibition game matter for a real life thing. Maybe the better team should just have home field advantage. And then they got rid of it because it was entirely silly. It was entirely the marketing division being like, how can we drum up interest for the All-Star game? And that's what they did. And then now we have a regular All-Star game that doesn't count for anything, but it's still fun. And the World Series, home field advantage, goes to the better team, which is how it should have always been. So, yes, J-Max, I agree with you. I'm happy that they got rid of that rule. Ridiculous thing to do. They did it for quite a while. That thing ran for like a decade. Like it wasn't a short time that they were running that campaign there. Okay, we had a super chat here. No, gifted memberships from Wes Richard. 5 SDP VIP memberships gifted by Wes Richard. If you received one of those, please thank Wes for it. Freddie Freeman here is leading off the top of the fourth, and Freddie Freeman here is leading this fourth inning off with an out, because that one's going way back to Dalton Varsho, but he's able to get under it just short of the warning track for the first out of the inning. Hard hit. Deep fly ball. Freeman gets good contact on it, but not good enough to get out of the ballpark. We have one more super chat that I have not read that I need to get to. James Stemler writes, opinions on the discussion of a potential MLB cap. I don't think it's going to happen. I think that's a lot of posturing by the owners, hoping to get a cap implemented, but caps don't work. It's not going to work in MLB. It's not going to work. The players aren't going to give up. I think the players are actually willing to fight for this. Unlike some other leagues where they kind of acquiesce to what the owners want, it seems like the MLB players are truly willing to fight for a cap. And I hope it doesn't lead to a strikeout/lockout. No, it'd be lockout, strikeout, I forget. One of the sides. I hope it doesn't lead to a work stoppage is what I'll say. There's a lot of momentum from baseball right now. Baseball's in a great place ratings-wise, popularity-wise, tickets-wise, everything. Barger's going to get under this fly ball by Will Smith. That's sent out to right field. That's 2 out in the inning. Gausman here making quick work in this fourth inning. 2 outs already, 45 pitches only thrown in this game. Gausman working that pitch count back to normal. I don't think the players are going to give into a cap in the MLB. Let's see what Teoscar Hernandez has got in this at-bat against Kevin Gausman, who appears to be on top of his game today. Gausman starting this at-bat off 0-2 against Teoscar. That's a beautiful splitter there thrown in the zone, but at the bottom of it, right on the edge, that gets Teoscar to swing right through it. Rogers centers getting up on their feet right now. Get on your feet. Make it happen. Get on your feet. 0-2's the count. 2 out. Roger center. What do you got? Some cheers for strike 3. Beautiful pitching by Gausman. Beautiful pitching by Gausman that inning. 1, 2, 3. We got a big let's go from Kevin. Blue Jays cooking here now. Making quick work of the Dodgers lineup. The middle of the lineup there. We got Francois LaBelle with the super chat that writes, never underestimate the greed of billionaires. Oh my goodness, billionaires. They love their money. They have the most of it, and they don't want to give up any of it. Billionaires. They will find every penny. They will find every penny that they can earn in every possible avenue. So yeah, it's gonna be a tough fight for the players, but I think there's enough players who are willing to die on the hill of no salary cap in baseball. So it might be a long fight. We'll see. I'd be disappointed if baseball went dark in 2027, but we got a long time to get there. Right now, we do have baseball. We do have baseball right now to celebrate, and it's 1-1 on the board here. Blue Jays go in the bottom half of the inning, trying to get a lead here with any type of run. They got a tie in the bottom of the third inning on a sac fly by Captain Kirk, and we are going to view that right now on the Game Day 3D. So here is Captain Kirk at the plate. We have George Springer on third, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. on first. George Springer started off this inning getting hit by a pitch on the hand. Vladdy came up next. He had a long single off the wall in left field, but Kike Hernandez made a terrific play to get that ball in quickly. George Springer, however, was too quick and went from first to third. So Kirk came up to the plate, just looking to elevate a ball into the outfield for the sac fly. He got one he could hit, elevated a slider that was low in the zone, put a good swing on it, out to center field. Springer scores easily standing up. Kirk goes for a jog halfway down, and then he goes back to the dugout with an RBI to his name. Let's see this one more time. Kirk cashing this thing for the Blue Jays. Out to center field. There it is. There is George Springer on third tagging. There's the throw in. Home. Does not get there in time. That is a run scored for the Blue Jays. And now we're underneath the Rogers Center. Game Day 3D. Always doing silly stuff. Let's see it lastly from Yamamoto's view. There he is watching it, knowing that a run's going to score here. And then let's go back to home plate, and we can see George Springer coming home. There he is. Touch him, George. There. Oh, he disappeared. Oh, there you go. Hey, back to the dugout. High fives there, George. High five those Ghost Jays. Okay, let's get back to the action here. Here is Clement grounding out. That's Clement. Freeman tossing it over to Yamamoto covering. Clement's retired. Next up in the order, Addison Barger. Our boy Addison. Super chat from B-Deep 6027. Here in Pittsburgh, we need a cap floor. Our owner is a greedy SOB that won't pay anything. He needs to be forced to spend. Yes, there should be a cap floor for teams like Pittsburgh. Addison Barger hits this one deep, but it's going to get caught. Pajes catches this one. Deep fly ball. Got the crowd excited, but is not deep enough to get out of the park or get off the wall. Quick 2 outs there by the Blue Jays. Yamamoto dealing just as good as Gausman here. IKF now at the plate. Takes a strike one. Pirates, you guys are an affront to baseball. Yo, you guys are an affront to baseball. Like, you gotta try, you know? The Pittsburgh Pirates don't even try. Oakland too, the Athletics, when they were in Oakland, their owner sucks. Ground ball to Mookie Betts. ICAF's going to be retired. That's a quick inning. Not great. 6 pitches. 6 pitches Yamamoto throws in that inning, and the Jays are retired. We got so many different conversations going on here. Pittsburgh, I would like to see a cap floor for spending. Same with the Athletics. Their owner sucks. And he took the team from a good city in Oakland because he wouldn't build his own stadium there. He wanted funding, couldn't get it from the city. And now they're going to move to Las Vegas. But they first got to spend a couple years without a home. And their park in Sacramento shouldn't be. Baseball players, major league players shouldn't be playing there. It's a joke. There's some bad owners in baseball. Don't like it. Pay Paul Skeens his money. Build an actual team around him. End of rant. Sedin Magic 1591. Gausman just dealing with the Dodgers tonight. You love to see it. Gausman has his stuff right now. Only 2 hits. Those 2 hits that allowed a run in the first inning, and nothing since. It's been a no-hitter since the first inning onwards. Gausman's been pitching really well. Let's see if he continues here in the top of the 5th inning. He is going to face Max Muncy, Enrique Hernandez, and Tommy Edman. That is the 6, 7, 8 hitters of the Dodgers lineup. None of those hitters have a hit so far in this game. None of them are hitting over 300 in this playoffs. Kike is hitting pretty well, though. 293. Same with Tommy Edman hitting 282. So we'll see how those at-bats goes. We'll see. Oh, another super chat from Tori Nira. Tori writes, MLB needs a salary floor at a minimum. Too many teams are just siphoning money while fielding trash teams. 100%. As we just discussed, like, you and B-Deep 6027 are right on the same page. Salary floor would be awesome, but the owner's probably never going to go for that. The middle ground is no floor, no ceiling. I'll take it. But that would be the best thing for competitive balance, would be a floor plus no ceiling. That'd be awesome. Hey, D Friendly says, when are you going to start the Jays fan reaction recap videos? Great job, Jesse. I do recap videos. After every playoff game, there has been a video on my channel recapping that Jays playoff game. If you have not watched those, Robert, if you could drop that in the chat, you can drop that there. Subscribe to my channel. There'll be another one coming tonight. If you want a recap video of every game, I do that there. I don't do it for the regular season. It's 162 games. I can't do it. Not going to do it. Never going to happen. I pop in, like, how often do I do a Jays video during the regular season? Like, once the NHL season ends, I'm off for a lot of August, but like once every week, probably. Like once a week a Jays video comes out. Plus, like if there's Jays news, I'll do a Jays video. Like if there's a trade or something, I'll do something. Or if I'm like mad at Jeff Hoffman, I'll do a video. So there is Jays content if you want it. All right. Thank you for hanging out here, everybody. I am Jesse Blake on the live stream. Hit like on this video if you want to support the channel. Hit subscribe if you really like it. We have a super chat here. Oh, Muncy's trying to bunt. Yep. Muncy did not pull his bat back when he's bunting, and that is a strike. 1 and 2 is the count here. Yeah, Muncy just missed. He whiffed on a bunt. Wow, that's a strike for sure. This is how they teach you how to bunt. Like this, right like this. That's how you got to bunt. Right there. Right there. 1-2 is the count. None out. That's a ball inside by Gausman. Gausman's dealing right now. Francois LaBelle writes, Slav just scored on the PP to tie it 2-2. Go Habs, go. Habs looking a lot better than Toronto Maple Leafs this year, that's for certain. But it is less than double digits games into the season for most of these teams. So, long way to go. Strikeout there by Gausman. Gets Muncy to chase. Gausman continues to deal. Looking real good. As I said, no hits allowed since the first inning. Am I allowed to say that, or am I jinxing it? Am I jinxing it if I say no hits allowed? Are you guys mad at me, chat, if I keep mentioning that Kevin Gausman has not allowed a hit? I continue to preach that I have no effect on the outcome of games. What I'm saying here to you on this live stream is not going to affect what the Jays do unless I will a home run out of Addison Barger or I tell George Springer to hit a home run to send them to the World Series. Then, in that case, I do have powers. But I don't have negative powers, only positive powers. It's past the 6, right? I mean, he already has a hit. So it's not like I'm ruining a no-hitter, right? He's allowed 2 hits. It's not like it's just he hasn't allowed a hit since. It's been a few consecutive innings without allowing a hit. Outside of that first inning, Gausman is pitching a no-hitter. So I don't think it's a jinx. I don't think I can jinx something that's like not real. It's not a no-hitter. It's just a no-hit streak. Here is Kike swinging through another one. That's a 5th strikeout by Gausman. 2 outs in the inning. He's pitching a gem right now. Going inning for inning, pitch for pitch with Yamamoto right now. Kevin Gausman dealing away here. Absolutely love to see it. Francois LaBelle writes, jinxes are not a thing. Only players can affect the game and maybe the refs. Can we get some love for Kirk's pitch framing? Yo, no one in the league is better at that than Alejandro Kirk. He is platinum glove behind the plate. He's unreal at framing pitches. He's unreal at calling pitches as well. He holds Trey Savage's. Oh no. Here's a long hit out to right field, but it's not long enough because Addison Barger is able to get under it and retire the side with that catch in right field. Gausman continues his gem. 3 up, 3 down. Gausman through 5 innings. 1 run, 2 hits, 5 Ks. Beautiful stuff from Kevin. All Goss today. Matching Yamamoto inning for inning. We got 2 beautiful pitchers on the mound today. Pitching real good. We're watching great stuff out of these individuals. We'll see if Yamamoto keeps it up this bottom of the 5th inning. We love Alejandro Kirk's framing. Let's see if I can pull up something for you that I saw earlier. Alejandro Kirk pitch framing. I saw a little graphic here about Alejandro Kirk's pitch framing. And give me a moment, chat, since we're on the topic. I love sharing baseball knowledge. So I'm going to try and do this smoothly. I call it J School. J School, because journalism, when you go to journalism in university, when you go to journalism school, they call it J School. So when I do these Blue Jays things where we're dishing out knowledge about the Jays, we call it J School. Like Jay school, because it's J School. Plus, I'm Jesse, that starts with a J, so kind of a double entendre. Good times. All right. Little J school action here. I'll pull this up. I'll leave this. No, hold on. I'll make myself here just so we don't get in the way. There we go. Okay. All of these pitches, this was from Codify on Twitter. If you want to see an example of Alejandro Kirk's pitch framing, this is a perfect little 10-second video that illustrates just how good he is. These pitches that you are about to watch, every single one of them was called a strike. And it is because of how good Kirk is behind the plate. So you'll see this ball fly in here. Kirk catches it, frames it a little lower, called a strike. Kirk catches it, calls that thing a strike. Kirk catches it, brings it in, that's a strike. Kirk catches it. Look where, oh my gosh. So look, this is a great example. So Kirk catches it out here. Look where he's catching this ball, and then look where he brings it in. He brings it all the way over here to the zone. This is a perfect framed pitch. The umpire called it a strike. That is the plus defense you are getting behind the plate. Over the course of a season, him being able to do this gives you a distinct advantage and leads to wins for you because of how how things compound on top of each other. The more strikes you get, the more you're going to retire batters, the more you're going to win games. Oh, this one keeps going. Here's one more before we get back to the action. Oh my God, Kirk. Look at this beautiful frame. Look where he catches it right outside, all the way out there. He brings it there. Look at that ball at the end of his glove in the snow cone into the zone. He caught it there, brought it here. Beautiful. Let's get back to the game action. That was J School, little J School. We had an out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. While I was doing that, we had Andres Jimenez lined out to left field there. First out of the inning. George Springer's now at the plate. Blue Jays not waiting for these pitches here, swinging early. George Springer as well swings early, and he's going to ground out to left field. Left field, third base. George Springer on the second pitch of the at-bat grounds out to Max Muncy there at third, who throws it over to Freddie Freeman. Andres Jimenez lined out to Kike Hernandez in left field. Jays going down quickly. 2 out in the inning on 5 pitches. Be a little patient, Blue Jays. Okay. Wes Richard says, as much as I love to see a ton of hits, a real pitcher's duel is just as fun. Like, I could not agree with you more. I love great pitching. I love seeing a pitcher deal. It's one of the best things. Seeing some of the best pitchers in baseball just throw their stuff and get hitters out. To me, like, that's right back to the mound. Nathan Lucas is going to be thrown out at first by Yamamoto. Retired there. We go to the top of the 6th inning, still 1-1. We have a pitcher's duel on our hands. For me, defense is just as good as offense when watching baseball. Pitching is defense, just as fun for me. I love seeing good pitchers. Let's get some more super chats here. Ricky Kozak says, I'm new. Can you describe what pitch framing is? That Alejandro Kirk video that I was showing you there, that's what pitch framing is, right? That where he's catching it here. He's doing the subtle movements with his glove to bring it back into the zone, trying to get the umpire to give him that call. Watch the game. Watch Kirk specifically, like zoom in on every time he catches that thing, where he's moving his glove to. That's pitch framing. I'm catching outside the zone, bring it back in. Catching up here, bring it back in. Every single one, he's bringing it back to center and catching it there. Alejandro Kirk's one of the best in the leagues. If you ever want to see how a catcher works behind the plate, watch Kirky up close. We have here Are we doing super chats? Yes, here we go. Baylau says, where does the line between Kirk should be proud and the umpire should be ashamed, or is it both? It's both. It's both. That's what it is. That's the game. If you are framing your pitches and the umpire is giving you those calls, that is the umpire's fault. Like, you are there to win the game for your team, and if he's giving you the calls, that's his problem. It has nothing to do with you being ashamed or like doing a bad thing. It's not cheating, you know? It's like tipping pitches. It's you should, if you can tip a pitch while you're on first base and you can see that the pitcher's throwing something, you relay that to somebody who's in the batter's box. That's on the other players, and the umpire, that's on his job to call strikes. So that is what is there with the framing of the pitches. Francois, there's a stand up for cancer moment going on right now. They're playing very sad music on the broadcast. Is it the same on the American broadcast? Are they showing the stand up for cancer moment? They're doing it on the Canadian broadcast here. Everybody is showing who they stand up for on their little cards, and we're having like a moment of silence, I guess, would you call it? Moment to stand up for cancer. I'll continue with the super chats here. Francois LaBelle says, Habs Matheson goal. 3-2 Habs. Go Habs, go Jays. Habs rolling right now. Are we? Yo. Why? Okay. Why is there a Jonas Brothers performance in the middle of the game for Stand Up for Cancer? What? I thought the Jonas Brothers performance was like before the game or after. I didn't know it would be in the middle of the 5th inning. Oh, there's literally like a halftime show. This is so strange. I'm sorry, but this is strange. I love seeing all the people who had the Stand Up for Buck signs. This Jonas Brothers performance is very strange in the middle of a baseball game. James Stendler, let me run through the super chats here. I know the ball is fast, but find it funny umps are susceptible to framing when the call's meant to be where it crosses the plate, not where it's caught. Umpires, they try their best. Some of them aren't very good. Some of them, yeah. There should be better than that. Some of them just don't know better. Giggling Cat with the super chat. It writes, back from my Cats win, but how dare this stream have 50% likes? If you catch a membership from me, you minimize the chat and click right now under Jesse's face to like this video. Hit like if you are here hanging out during this halftime show performance by the Jonas Brothers, which is all very strange. I don't know why the Jonas Brothers performance had to be in the middle of a baseball game. That's so unlike baseball. That's so not baseball. Like, what the hell? I love the fact that we had the Stand Up for Cancer moment. As somebody who has personally lost a parent to cancer, my mom, in 2018, she beat breast cancer a couple times and then did pass away in 2018. I love the fact that there's this moment here for cancer. I don't know why we had to put the Jonas Brothers there. Oh, my goodness. Giggling Cat gifted 20 SDP VIP memberships. Oh, my goodness. Hit like on this video. Thank you for hanging out during a very teary-eyed moment and then a very weird moment because I didn't need the Jonas Brothers. Francois LaBelle says, as others have said, Demidov makes it 4-2. Go Habs, go Jays. We're getting all the updates from from the Habs game. Okay. Is anybody else weirded out by the Jonas Brothers? Sedine Magic says F cancer. F cancer indeed. Yeah, so Nicole, you nailed it. Nicole B12. It isn't bad. It's just confusing. We don't do this. Okay, football has a halftime show built in. You know? Football has a natural break. Same with basketball. You can put a concert in there to just tell these players after the bottom of the fifth inning to go stand somewhere. Oh my God. Okay. The ball doesn't get down. Barger catches that for the first. I thought it was going to be a hit. I was about to lose it. I was about to lose it on Major League Baseball for putting the Jonas Brothers there because Gosman could have got out of his rhythm. Thankfully, Barger catches that ball. Baseball doesn't have a natural break to put a concert in. Stop putting concerts in my baseball. I don't want that. SLS98 says, this shouldn't be in the middle of the game. Not good for Gosman's mojo. Interrupting the game. Yeah. Why in the most important game of the year? Every single game from here on out is the most important game of the year as we go along the series. Are you doing something that you'd never do in baseball ever? At any professional level? We got to have the Jonas Brothers? Idiotic decision from Manfred there. Jeez. Brandon says, what is this crap? I don't hate the Jonas Brothers. I hate the idea of having a concert. I love the stand up for cancer thing. You could have put that at the beginning of the game. We could have all stood up at the beginning of the game for cancer. Clement catches this ball, retires Ohtani. Jonas Brothers, if you want to play during a baseball game, do it at the beginning. Crash Test Fetus says, I heard that Cisco will perform the thong song next game. Let me see that thong. Like, what are we doing? Give me baseball. Jeez. Oh, sorry. Oh, you guys are sending me love in the chat. I'm here losing on the baseball, on the Jonas Brothers, and you guys are sending me love for being affected by cancer and stuff like that. Yes, thank you. Thank you to all your love sending in the chat. Vladdy doesn't pull a Freeman, doesn't overrun the ball, is able to catch a ball in foul territory. There is a man cheering so hard for Vladdy right now on screen. Yo, quick inning. Jonas Brothers don't get to Gosman's head. Gosman's still out there dealing. Oh, man, there's so much happening. There is so much happening right now. I can't keep up. Life is moving so fast, but not fast enough while the Jonas Brothers are playing because that thing needed to never happen. James Stemler says, would have made way more sense for the seventh inning stretch. Yeah, at least the seventh inning stretch is a thing that exists. And like, even then, don't do it. Even then, don't put a concert. But at least there's a name for it. The seventh inning stretch. No one's ever heard of the end of the fifth inning concert. I'll move on. I'll move on very quickly. Snoopy Kendall says, oh my goodness, GSP is sitting right behind Colonel Sanders. What in the world is happening? Like George St. Pierre, the great UFC writer, first of all, the fighter. Thank you for the super chat. Snoopy Kendall. I didn't know GSP was there. Yo, shout out Norm Can't Shoot one time. So many super chats. I'm playing that button a lot. My daughter loves the Jonas Brothers, and her fiance beat cancer. So I think she might be the only audience for this. First of all, congratulations to your daughter's fiance for beating cancer. That is awesome. Fantastic stuff. That's so strong. Unbelievable for your family. I'm very happy for that. Secondly, that is not a common intersection of baseball fan watching this game. That concert shouldn't have happened. Okay, here we go. Rob Betts says, if the Jays lose, I'm blaming Manfred. Same. If Kevin Gausman came out and that top of the sixth inning was a 10-run inning for the Los Angeles Dodgers, I would have not blamed Gausman at all. That was all on the Jonas Brothers, and they could have cost us Game 2 of the World Series, and I would have lost it. I would have Zamboni driver beats the Leafs, lost it, if the Jonas Brothers cost Gausman his flow. Oh my goodness. We were this close. We were a 10-run top of the sixth away from losing it. Meg Han says, lost my mom in 2014 due to complications from cancer. My last big memory with her was the whole family going to Jeter's last game at Skydome. Meg Han, I'm so sorry for your loss. I know exactly how that feels. And I love that you can share the love of sports with your mom before she passed away. That's what sports is all about, right? Sports, at the end of the day, it's competition. We hate each other and the different fan bases and teams, and we love our team and everything. But at the end of the day, sports is just an entertainment product to bring people together. You know, you take your family to games. You play sports with your kids. You watch sports with your families. That's what we're all doing. Hanging out, good vibes, rooting for our teams together. Jean-Sebastian Waugh says, Wings were losing 4-0. There's a ground out up the middle. Vladdy's going to be thrown out. Tommy Edman, nice play there to field that ground ball. Throw Vladdy out at first. Jean-Sebastian Waugh updates on the Red Wings game. Red Wings were losing 4-0. It's now 5-4 the Wings. Damn. Red Wings look good this year. Red Wings off to a good 10-game start. Doug Lee fan says, I didn't have Jesse going off on my bingo card. Yo, the joke, that it was so unnecessary. John Christian says, why didn't Kirk go help Vladdy up? I don't know, Vladdy sprung up like all right. He fell down a little on that grab. He didn't pull a Freddie Freeman. I'm happy he's all right. Bo Bichette's pacing in the dugout. I think he's antsy to get on the field, get into a opportunity to pinch hit. Charge 416 says, we need Rush to play at a Blue Jays halftime show then, because Canadian and they're going back on tour. And also, Getty's a big baseball fan. Rush would be cool, but not during the game. Before the game, after the game, put Getty Lee and Rush out there. Not during the game, please. Sedin Magic 1591 says, the Jonas Brothers should perform between face-offs at a Leafs game. That's the equivalent. It's weird. Oh, Alejandro Kirk strikes out. Robert Malloy says, the Jonas Brothers made the song that's the theme for Stand Up to Cancer. I hope all the proceeds from that song on streaming go to cancer research and stuff like that. SLS 98 says, Gausman gets past the sixth for the first time this postseason. Hopefully, Schneider lets him go out there for the seventh. Who knows about John Schneider? Francois LaBelle says, Garland makes it 4-3. Hang in there, Habs. Lots of Habs updates. Red Wings scored 6 unanswered. That's from Rusty Mitchell. James Stemler says, why did a baseball game break out at a Jonas Brothers concert? We're clearly here for the Joe Bros. All of us are here for the Jonas Brothers. Here's Varsho. Mookie Betts gets under that one. The 6th inning will not be the bottom of the 6th inning from yesterday. Whew. A lot of super chats. They got through them all. We've reset here. The Jays are tied with the Los Angeles Dodgers heading to the top of the 7th inning. Both pitchers are pitching gems right now. Yamamoto is through 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 5 Ks. Gausman, 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 5 Ks. Gems on both sides of the dugout right now. Who's going to break through first? We haven't had a lot of these baseball games with the Toronto Blue Jays this postseason. Every Yankees game every Yankees game that the Blue Jays played in the ALDS was a blowout on both sides, right? It was either the Jays going to blow out the Yankees or the Yankees blew out the Jays in that one game. Wes Richard says, which is better, most valuable player or Jeff going Hoff? Man, I like valuable player, Wes. That's my favorite. Jay Wang says Pitt ties game against Columbus 4-4 now. Pittsburgh off to a great start as well. James Stemler says this feels like an extras game potentially. So the Blue Jays haven't been in these pitchers' battles many times this postseason. Their offense is historically one of the greatest offenses of all time in the postseason. So they've been getting a lot of hits and getting a lot of runs. There weren't a lot of close games. Right now, we're in a duel with Yamamoto. Gausman is matching him inning for inning. Yamamoto's matching Gausman pitch for pitch. Now we really get to see what John Schneider's going to do in these tense moments because there hasn't been a lot of opportunity for Schneider to actually have to make these decisions in tight games. A lot of his decision-making has been made in multiple run leads or deficits. The Seattle Mariners Game 7 game, that was a very close game. That was 3-1 all the way to the 7th inning until George Springer hit that grand slam. That's the only recent game that I'm thinking is like really down to the wire here. The Brendan Little game, obviously we all know about that. And then the 2-0 start by the Mariners, there was a close game in there. The Blue Jays couldn't muster up any runs. It never felt close because their hitting was never going to get going. And then now we're here, 1-1 into the 7th inning. Gausman needs to continue to pitch well. Freddie Freeman at the plate here, swinging hard first pitch, but Varsho's going to get under that for the first out of the inning. Gausman, 1 pitch, 1 out. Couple of super chats here. City and Magic says, silver lining for the Canucks after you guys gave him crap on the podcast. He has 3 points. Oh, Pedersen, 3-point night. That's good. Cam Redknack says, do you see how important the first inning was now? No. Every inning's important. Every at-bat was important. I think, yeah, that opportunity where you have the runner on third base with none out and they don't cash it, yes, clearly a big moment. Still time to make up for it. Producer Drew with the super chat. Is that producer Drew of SDPN? Starting the new Pokemon. I don't even know how to say the new Pokemons. Chikorita? Totodile, I know that one. Or T-Pig. T-Pig? I don't know these Pokemons. I always go with fire Pokemons. Charmander's my favorite. Charmander was my favorite Pokemon growing up. I always picked Charmander. Do I have my Game Boy? I might have my Game Boy. I have my Pokemon Blue in front of me. It's my Pokemon Blue. Let me see if it turns on. I don't know if it's charged. No. Oh, yeah, it is charged. This is my Game Boy Advance SP where I play Pokemon Blue. It's still charged, it looks like. It's still turning on, so that's awesome. We can do Pokemon Corner if this game wasn't 1-1 in the top of the 7th. If this was a blowout, I would literally just sit here and play Pokemon with you. But we got a ball game to talk about. Brandon writes, may have been mentioned, but is that Colonel Sanders sitting in front of George St. Pierre to the right of home plate? Maybe it's the beer. No, it's not the beer. That is an unbelievable Yahtzee of celebrity names. Colonel Sanders is there based on a KFC marketing campaign for their chicken, and George St. Pierre is in front of him. That is a long drive out to left field into the second deck by Will Smith, breaking this game open. Gausman finally gets hit in the top of the 7th. Will Smith takes him deep at Rogers Center, 404 feet to give the Dodgers the lead. Gausman tries to throw a ball inside to Will Smith. A four-seamer. They were trying to run it in on him. Stayed a little bit too much on the zone. Will Smith read it. Was able to turn around on it. Was really able to turn his body and get around on that ball. And he got all of it. When you're pulling a ball like that and you square the bat to it on the inside on a fastball, you're going to hit into the second deck of the stadium. Gausman, unfortunately, gets hit there. Taken deep and out of the ballpark for a solo shot by Will Smith. Dang. Francois LaBelle writes, Habs final score 4-3. Go Habs. Good for you guys. 3 penalties each side. I was afraid the Habs would not see any power play after the Canucks got 3. No. Go Jays, go. Get back at it. Teoscar is able to not chase that splitter out of the zone. 2-2's the count here. Gausman's still only 76 pitches on the night. He can keep going if they need him to. Doug Leafan says another bad Will Smith whack. Hey! Teoscar goes around. Kirk's able to squeeze it and tags Teoscar for the second out of the inning. Gausman, outside of that one pitch. Outside of that one pitch has been spectacular since the first inning. Will Smith just got a hold of a fastball. Max Muncy here, 2 out at the plate to face Gausman. That ball's foul, 0-1. Toss to Stranger. I should say. 2 Stranger 85 writes. Red Sabres come back from 4-0 to beat Blues 6-4. Red Sabres? The Red Wings. Red Wings, big comeback. 6 unanswered goals Unreal. They have good vibes this year. Yamamoto's coming back out for the bottom of the 7th. I don't know why you would remove him from the game. He's pitching unreal. He's in the dugout there, warming up to get back out, doing his stretches. Gausman here, outside of one pitch, has been fantastic. Max Muncy, 1-1's the count. That's a swing and a miss. Great pitch there by Gauss. Gets him to chase. 1-2's the count now. One more strike here. Gausman can get out of this inning, only allowing that one solo shot. It's a ball outside. We reset at 2-2. Gausman again deals. Muncy hits this one out to left field. That's going to carry enough to get over the head of the left fielder and into the Blue Jays bullpen. That ball is gone. Max Muncy hits a home run. And all the Blue Jays can do is look and stare as the score goes up to 3-1 for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Nathan Lucas just looks at that ball, continue to carry, and it's 3-1 Dodgers. Kevin Gausman is being taken out of the ball game now. That's a good outing. 3 runs to this good Dodgers team over the course of 6 2/3 innings. Decent performance there from Gauss. No run support for him, though. Just the one on the board. Louis Varland, who's pitched in 12 of 13 Blue Jays. No, wait. 11 of 12 Blue Jays games this postseason, is now coming out for his 12 of 13th appearance, I believe is what it is. I'm a triple check this, but I believe it's now 12 of 13 games that Louis Varland has pitched in the postseason. Let me just count it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so that's 11. So today would be 12 of 13. No, he didn't pitch yesterday. So it's now 11, 12. It's a lot. I'll do the math after the game for the video. It's a lot, is what I'm thinking. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 games in the Seattle series, 4 in the New York one. That's the whole series. And then 1 here in the Dodgers one. So he's missed 2 Blue Jays playoff games. There we go. Let's see what we got here from the Super Chats. SLS says, time for the bats to lay it on the line. Yes, facts. Sedin Magic 15 says, the Jays were behind 2 runs yesterday, too. Francois LaBelle says, it's all because the Leafs won. I blame the Leafs 75%, the Jonas Brothers 25%. The game's not over. It's a 2-run deficit. The Blue Jays got 9 outs to try and get something going here. Down 2 runs. Kike Hernandez is at the plate. He's going to fly out and end the inning. 1 pitch, 1 out. 1 pitch, 1 out. All right. Now we're at the actual 7th inning stretch. Shall we do a little stretching? All right. Everybody do a little stretching with me. Blue Jays bats need to get alive here. We're running out of time for me to give them excuses. We're running out of time here, people. I need a little throat coat. All right. Jays down 2 runs. Due up. Ernie Clement, who's hitting .438. If anybody's going to get on base, it's Ernie. Next up, Addison Barger. Only player in the history of baseball for the 100+ years that baseball's been around to hit a pinch hit grand slam in the World Series. And then we got IKF, who I assume I would put money on this. I would bet my Pokemon Blue cartridge that Bo Bichette pinch hits for IKF here. You know? It's got to be the move. It's got to be the move. So I think that's who's going to be due up here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Will Smith homered to left field, and we have to game day 3D this because we promised to game day 3D all the home runs, but we're about to get back in the action. Do I have enough time to game day 3D this? Let's bring it up. Let's get to this real quick. Here we go. Game day 3D. Will Smith turns on a fastball in the zone by Gausman. Misplaced that one a little. He knew it was gone as soon as he hit it. Second deck bomb. Will Smith trot those bases. He gave the Dodgers the lead. And then we had another one by Max Muncy that we need to get to as well. But we will wait on that as we have entered here the bottom of the 7th inning with the Blue Jays at the plate. They're showing Bo Bichette right now in the batter's cage under the Rogers Center. It looks like what I said is going to happen. IKF isn't going to hit. Wes Richard says 4 runs, 7th upcoming for the Jays. Hopefully we see that. Ernie here taking a ball outside. 1-1's the count. Jason Patrick says, I don't care to see the game day 3Ds of the opponents. Fair. Okay. It's too early for the tense. Still. Yamamoto is pitching an absolute gem in every sense of the word. Ernie, though, if anybody can break the gem, it's Ernie with his sledgehammer. He's been on fire these playoffs. It's 2-2. Oh, he grounds out to third base. Max Muncy grounds that ball, fields that ball cleanly, throws it over first base. Freddie Freeman catches it. 1 out. Graham Strang says, I think 2-3-2 home away thing helps the road team. You know, there's a lot of arguments to be made for. Oh, Addison Barger is going to ground out. Oh, yep. They make the play cleanly. Freddie Freeman does. Yamamoto covers. And that is 2 outs in the inning. Very quick 2 outs. The Blue Jays not waiting on any of these pitches. The Bo Bichette, as we predicted, chat.
Crab people.
Round of applause for Bo. He is pinch hitting for IKF. There is a lot of arguments to be made for either 2-2-1-1-1-1-1 in the playoffs, or 2-3-2 in a 7-game series? Which one do you guys prefer? Because I think in baseball, 2-3-2 makes a lot of sense because you play 3-game sets in baseball, right? So it doesn't really make sense to play 1-1-1-1-1 when you get to 7-game series because you play sets in baseball. So I think it's fair to give teams like a 2-game set to end the series. I think that's a lot of reason Toronto's able to come back against Seattle. You know, you had that 2-game set at home to close out the series. I think that was really advantageous for the Blue Jays in Seattle, or coming home to beat Seattle. So I kind of like it for baseball. The 2-3-2. I like 2-3-2 for baseball specifically. We got a Bo Bichette ground ball to Mookie, who throws it over to Freeman, and Bo Bichette's retired. Yamamoto. They can't crack him. Oh, my goodness. This guy's too good. James writes, why not 2-2-3? So it'd be 2 home, 2 road, and then 3 home? How does that work? Oh, that would be, yeah. That'd be too much. You can't have 5 home games. No, you can't have 5 home games. Right? Wait, what am I doing? 2-3 2-2-3? Instead of 2-3-2. I don't know, that could work. That could work. Some people are saying 3-2-2. 3-2-2. Yeah. So what would be more advantageous? This is such a silly conversation. What would be more advantageous if you have 3 games at home to start the series or 3 games at home to end the series? Because in the 2-3-2, you are giving the road team 3 middle games. I need to write this all down. We got a lot of options here. Let me see your thoughts. Yeah. James says it would be 5 home games. It's too many, right? 5 is too much. 5-2. I think it's too much. I'm out. I'm out. It's like I'm in Dragon's Den or Shark Tank. I'm out. Aim Dog says, how are we feeling about the first inning? You guys, I didn't want to blow up on the team in the first inning. It was a missed opportunity for certain. There's no denying that when you get when you get a runner on third, like the Blue Jays did with George Springer, leadoff double. And then you have Guerrero, Kirk, and Varsho come to play. We got a hit here. That's going to be caught by Nathan Lucas in left field. Varlin, 2 pitches, 2 outs. You had Vladdy, Kirk, and Varsho coming up to the plate. They were not able to cash Springer with none out. If this game ends the way it currently is, yes, that is a huge moment. Do you bank on a moment like that in the first inning being a defining moment in the game? No. But baseball's funny like that. You may never get another opportunity. I wasn't willing to roast them and go in on this team and those 3 hitters there for not cashing them in there. But when you don't muster up any, there's a base hit. That's a base hit for Pages. Rolls it right up the middle. Varland allows a hit, and there's a runner on first with 1 out. When you don't cash the runner when you can, it becomes a big deal. The Blue Jays have hit their way. How about this? The Blue Jays have hit their way into that first inning being a big deal. Shohei Ohtani's at the plate. He fouled one off of his foot, and you can see him in a little bit of pain here. Garrett Hamilton writes, Demigod, 3 points tonight. Go Habs. Demidov looks good. It's going to be a tight race for the Calder between him and Matthew Schaefer. Steve sends Hiller. That is a broken bat base hit by Shohei Ohtani. Oh, did they get the runner at second? Did they get Pages at second? Uh-oh. Okay, so Ohtani broken bat single into right field. Pages rounds second base a little too far. The throw from Barger comes into second. Jimenez tags Pages as he's coming back to the bag. And the Blue Jays are now challenging to see if they got him before he's able to touch the bag. No, he looks safe. On my first view of the replay, he looks safe. He got that toe in there. Steve sends Hiller says, should the World Series be 7 games in a neutral park that changes every year similar to the Super Bowl? No. No, let the home fans enjoy the games. I couldn't imagine the Jays being in the World Series and Rogers Center not getting in the World Series. It'd be crazy. SLS says, when you can search up Curse of the Colonel, that's probably why there's a fan dressed as Colonel Sanders. Safe. Call is confirmed. Hold on. We need to get on the umpire mask to make the call. Toronto challenges the ruling on the field that the runner was safe at second. The call on the field is confirmed. The runner is safe. Thank you. All right, back to the ballgame. Mookie Betts is now at the plate. 2 men on, 1 on second, 1 on first, 1 out in the inning. Varland pitching still. Curse of the Colonel. I believe somebody mentioned that in the chat before. Curse of the Colonel is a Japanese urban legend that holds the ghost of the KFC founder, Colonel Sanders, placed on the Tigers baseball team. Oh. So Colonel Sanders, apparently it was lifted in 2023. It's also great marketing by KFC. The Colonel's just chilling there watching the game. Annie G with a super chat. Annie, I don't know what your question is. I can't read it. There's nothing that says blank. But thank you. Angie, there we go. Watching Jays. Hi, Jesse. Watching Jays game at Rogers Arena after Habs Canucks game. Go Habs, go. Oh, my God. That's so cool. Shout out you and Rogers Arena. You probably got one of the more unique locations right now of anybody watching this stream. You're in an arena. That's sick. Shout out you. Mookie Betts here. 2-2's the count. 2 men on. Varland can't get a called strike. It's outside the zone. Didn't deserve that one. 3-2, full count. Freddie Freeman's coming up next. Ball 4. Oh, my God, Louie. Ah! Ah! Okay. Jeff Hoffman's coming in. Positive vibes here, people. Positive vibes. Jeff Hoffman's coming in. Louis Varland did not have a good outing after starting his relief appearance so well. Louis Varland lost it. Single to Pajes. Single to Ohtani. Walk to Mookie Betts. Get him out of there. Get off the field, Louis Varland. Jeff Hoffman now coming in. Yo, James says Yamamoto second complete game in a row incoming. Maybe. Honestly, maybe. But good vibes. We're rooting for a Jays comeback. Rooting for Jeff Hoffman. Ground ball here for a double play. That's what we're looking for. Ground ball double play. We'll see. Yeah, for those of you not aware, against the Milwaukee Brewers, Yoshinobu Yamamoto went 9 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, 111 pitches. Unreal outing. He's dealing another gem here today. 79 pitches. That's it. Through 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 5 strikeouts. Can Jeff Hoffman save the Blue Jays from going down more runs here? This is it. This I don't hear it often. I don't hear it often when the Blue Jays aren't at the plate. But this moment is warranted. I think I hear it in the distance and it's getting louder. Jeff Hoffman here needs to come up big for these Toronto Blue Jays. This is why they pay him the money that they do. Oh, my God. Forget it. Forget it. First pitch. The first pitch Jeff Hoffman throws is in the dirt. And a run comes home. Oh, that hit Freddie Freeman in the foot. Everybody missed it. The first pitch, Jeff Hoffman. Now they're going to intentionally walk him, so it all doesn't matter. Same thing. So Jeff Hoffman comes into the game. First pitch he throws, he hits Freddie Freeman. Nobody notices. A run comes home, though, because it's a pass ball. And then after the base is open, they intentionally walk Freeman with the next 2 pitches in the count. Who cares? So walk in a run, Hoffman does. First batter he faces. 4-1 Dodgers is where we sit right now. Hawk23 says, as a neutral, this has been a great game so far. Hoping for more great games in this series. It has been a fantastic game on both sides. It's just I wish the Blue Jays were on the winning side. A lot of good stuff from the Blue Jay, from Gosman there. A lot of great stuff from Yamamoto. Bad stuff from the Blue Jays offense. Good stuff from the Dodgers offense. From an entertainment standpoint, it's been a great game. Like, these two teams are very close, very entertaining. Here's the double play to end the inning. Jimenez to Bichette. No. Not in time. Will Smith beats it out. Oh, no. Jimenez doesn't recognize that that ball isn't hit hard, and he tries to turn the double play at second instead of coming home and protecting the run. Jimenez makes a big mistake there trying to turn two on a slow-moving double play that Will Smith beats out at first. That's bad. Bad defense there from the Jays. 5-1 Dodgers. Shout out PWHL fan that says, listening at Scotiabank Arena post-Leafs game. Thank you. Appreciate that. Hawk23 says, I already read that one. Robert Bett blames Gary Bettman just cuz. Francois Labelle. Crab people. Handlebar says, no cup and no World Series title. That's not what this is about. Jimenez makes a mistake there. But Jeff Hoffman here, 0-2's the count. Trying to get Teoscar out here to end this inning. 2 outs. 1 more. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 1 for Jeff Hoffman. Retires the Dodgers, but not until they get 2 runs that inning after putting up 2 in the 7th. It is a 5-1 lead for the Los Angeles Dodgers. And the Toronto Blue Jays have 6 outs to get 4 runs and keep this thing going. Jimenez, Springer, and Lucas are due up. The top of the order has been hitting today. Springer, Lucas, and Guerrero all have hits. So we'll see how they can do. Game's not over. Series is definitely not over. We got 6 out to go, people. 6 outs to go. John says, did anyone think beating LA in the World Series would be easy? This was never going to be easy. Never going to be a 4-game sweep. Always going to be close. These are 2 good teams. The Jays have an elite offense. The Dodgers got elite pitching plus exceptional offense. The Jays got great starting pitching. Like, it's always going to be a close matchup. This is where we are supposed to be. Golden sombrero for Teoscar? Is that true? Hey! Teoscar, double agent, ex-Blue Jay. 4 strikeouts. If you're not aware, 4 strikeout day is called a golden sombrero because when you record 4 of something, it is not the same name as 3 of something. If you record 4 goals in a game, you no longer have a hat trick. You have something else. 3 strikeouts would be a hat trick. 4 strikeouts in baseball is a golden sombrero. Jean-Sebastian Waugh says, told you, should have asked for our chips earlier. There's still time for deliver those chips and cash them in. We are at the table. Still, one-on-one with the dealer. We got chips on the table. If we want to pick them up and walk to the window, we still got time. We got 6 outs left. James says, if we don't win this game, chat, remember, a split against the Dodgers is plenty to be proud of. Jays in 7. Gotta lose 3 to win in 7. Facts. Big facts. Justin Dean is coming in at center field for defensive help. Replaces Teoscar Hernandez in the field, and Andy Pajes goes from center field to right field. Kike remains in left, and Dean goes to center. So those are the moves that the Dodgers have made defensively. Yamamoto still on the mound. 81 pitches only, 0-2 ahead of Andres Jimenez here. That is a foul ball. That's Braden Fisher warming up in the Blue Jays bullpen. Cam Redknapp says Yamamoto stole the chips today. None left to cash. Yamamoto, he was never going to be easy to solve. He's got the best stuff in the postseason right now, and I don't think you can argue with that. Nobody in postseason baseball right now is dealing as well as Yamamoto. Swing and a miss, Jimenez. Swing and a miss, strikeout. Swing and a miss. You know? Swing and a miss. That's a curveball. That's beautiful. Ugh. It's almost time to get on our rally caps. George Springer's there. Oh, I dropped my baseball. We got our Toronto Raptors championship hat from 2019 to hopefully bring us good luck. We're going to flip it inside out. It's rally cap season. George Springer's at the plate. Takes another pitch. 0-2 is the count. Yamamoto is just throwing strikes. He knows what he's doing here. That's inside to Springer. Almost hits him again. They are consistently going fastball inside on George Springer. And he almost eats one off of his leg again. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss there from George Springer. Yamamoto strikes out another one this inning. 96 on the gun. I'm just marveling now at the incredible pitching performance. Jay Wang says, I still believe in the Jays, Jason 7, but this is pretty new to me. Learning baseball with no hitting and offense for your team is soul crushing. Yeah. When the other guy on the other end of the mound is just dealing, there's not a lot you can do unless your guy's matching him the same on the other end. And tonight, Gausman tried his best, only ended up allowing 3 runs. But when Yamamoto is... Oh, my rally cap fell. When Yamamoto is pitching like this, there's no room for error. Sir Anthony Dominguez is up with Braden Fisher now in the Blue Jays bullpen. 1-2 is the count here. 2 out. That's a strike 3. Oh, my goodness. There's no answers. There's no answers for Yamamoto. His last, what is that, 17 innings pitched as a pitcher have been phenomenal. Okay? Yoshinobu Yamamoto, his last 17 innings on the mound have been miraculous. Okay? The Jays the Jays can only do so much against this man. He is making the Jays hitters look like they have no idea what it's like to hit a baseball. This doesn't look like the same team that put up 9 runs in the 6th inning last time. The key for this team today would have been to run up the pitch count and chase Yoshinobu Yamamoto as quickly as possible. But he expertly threw strikes all day. What you can't chase a pitcher if all he does is throw strikes. 93 pitches so far this game. 64 of them are strikes. The Blue Jays also went up there with a game plan to swing early in the counts, and they swung on a lot of first pitch strikes. It's been a successful tactic for this team. They've been very successful at swinging at early strikes in the count. So if Yamamoto's going to throw a lot of strikes, they're going to be swinging. But if they're not getting good contact and getting those balls into areas where they're going to land in the field, it's going to look ugly where the starting pitcher looks great. Let's also not forget that he's also had 8 Ks. So as much as they're trying to swing and hit those strikes, he's also fooling them a lot, to the tune of 8 of them over the course of 8 innings. Hawks23 says, this just makes me even more mad that the O's didn't go after him. Absolute stud. Yeah, this is every team in baseball could have a guy like Yamamoto on their team. If Japan decides to get into hockey, we are screwed. That's from John. Man, Japan, they love their baseball, and their top players are some of the best we have in the game right now. Sasaki, Yamamoto, and Otani, obviously. Some of the highlights from Japanese baseball that are on the Dodgers. All 3 of them products of Japan, and all 3 of them Dodgers. Go figure. Bailau says, I can't even be mad. Yamamoto is just pitching out of his mind. In a pitching battle, the Jays just aren't going to win against somebody like him. It's hard to be upset and to not also. Oh, Braden Fisher walks Max Muncy. 4 balls. Okay. Like, you're trying to keep your team in the game. You don't come out of the gate throwing 4 straight balls. That's ugly from Braden Fisher. Ugly. Hernandez now at the plate. Bunting. Foul. Snow Pirate says the one constant of this postseason that everyone wants to hit Springer. Yo, whatever the book says, inside fastball to Springer, please throw out the book so we can still keep our boy and he doesn't get injured. Kike is going to fly out here. Vladdy's going back, chasing it. Catches it over the shoulder. Beautiful grab by Vladdy. That's great stuff from Vlad there. Addison Barger can't run in quick enough to get to that ball, so Vladdy chases it and catches it over his shoulder. Gold glove Vladdy making a great play. SLS says, this is why Yoshi scared me the most, Jason 6. You know, they better keep Sasaki for that Game 7 if it comes to it. Or, sorry, it's Sasaki. Yamamoto. He's going to come out here for the 9th as well, the broadcast says. Nobody is warming up in the Dodgers bullpen. Robert Malloy on the SDPN account says, this once again shows everyone that when the Blue Jays don't play Blue Jays baseball, they look worse. This is a deep fly ball. Addison Barger's under it, though. Catches it. Retires Tommy Edman for the second out of the inning. Brandon Fisher has settled in after those first 4 balls and the leadoff walk to Max Muncy. He's gotten the next 2 batters. And now we got Andy Pages at the plate. Hopefully Fisher can make quick work of him. We can go to the bottom of the 9th. See what the Blue Jays can do there. Fastball 97 is out of the zone high. Are we blaming this on the Jonas Brothers? We calling this the Jonas Brothers loss? If the Blue Jays end up losing this game, remember, they still got 3 outs in the bottom of the 9th. 4 runs is something this Blue Jays team has done many times. But solve Yamamoto isn't something a Major League team has done in 17 consecutive innings. Allowed 1 run in his last complete game. Only 1 run this time in an 8-inning outing so far. Sedin Magic says, Jesse, we've known for a long time that throwing strikes isn't this bullpen's forte. Why are you surprised? Oh, my gosh. It's so true. Lockie says, I blame the Jonas Brothers. Facts. I also blame the Jonas Brothers. If you have not hit like on this video, hit like. If you really want to support the channel, hit subscribe. We really appreciate it. Fisher now 2-2 is the count, 2 out. Pages hits a long drive to left center, but Varsho's going to be able to get under it, and Pages retired for the 3rd out of the inning. We go to the bottom of the 9th. 3 outs remain. Yoshinobu Yamamoto is coming back onto the mound for the Los Angeles Dodgers to try and complete this game. The Blue Jays have only been able to muster up 1 run and 4 hits so far in this ball game. Can they solve Yamamoto? They have Guerrero, Kirk, and Varsho coming up. James says, this is all Yamamoto. He's playing chess. Jay's checkers. Cam Redknapp's blaming the cursed music when Hoffman came in. The cursed music didn't make these bats go silent. How dare you? We are blaming the Jonas Brothers. This is the Jonas Brothers game. Francois LaBelle says, Jays lose 55% Leafs, 40% Jonas Brothers, 5% Gary Buttman. Abby says, the first use of hat trick in the NHL was a 1946 game where the player scored 4 goals. Love you, Jesse, but you're wrong when it comes to NHL hat tricks. Maybe 4 goals is a hat trick then. Have you considered that, Abby? Have you considered that scoring 4 goals is the correct hat trick and 3 isn't anything? Maybe we should go back and talk about history. Redo history there. James Wang says, NHL is bad at this and missing out major markets and elite athletes and fans in Asia. Places like Japan, China, Korea are untapped. Yeah, there's not enough hockey in East Asia. I know, what was it? Was it the NWHL? The women's league that had a team over there? Like, it was crazy. I'm pretty sure it was that league. But other sports like basketball has done a great job in the Chinese market. And the basketball is huge. The NBA is huge in China. Baseball is obviously a huge sport over in Japan, and Korea and the Asian market. But hockey hasn't really they haven't really done a great job getting a foothold over there. They should do better. I know. Remember when they played games in Australia in those preseason games? Wasn't it the Kings and I forget who? They played games in Australia. That was cool. Like, they should have a global series in Japan. Like, that'd be sick for the NHL. I'd love that. That'd be an excuse to go to Japan. We can go to... Oh, the KHL had one. Kunlun Red Star. Kunlun Red Star had one, the KHL too. All right. Bottom of the ninth here. Yamamoto's on the mound looking for that complete game. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. at the plate. 0-2. Yamamoto so darn good. Still looking as good as he's looked all game long. Roki Sasaki's warming up in the pen just in case, but I don't think Dave Roberts wants to go to him at all. Yamamoto delivers to Vladdy. Fouled off. Oh, Vladdy takes it off inside of the leg there. Hard fastball. He's shaking it off. Uh-oh. Did that get him in the gonads? Did that hit Vladdy in the Vladdy Juniors? Uh-oh. That's really gonna hurt. These baseballs aren't soft. That one hit off the third leg. That one might have hit the baseballs. Vladdy's other bat might have got hit. Vladdy hit that baseball with his other bat. Thank goodness Vladdy has kids. Might have trouble making more. All right, I'm done. All right, here we go. We're back. Vladdy's okay. Oh! That ball was in the zone, and calls it a ball. I'm glad we're allowed to have some fun here as the Jays are losing 5-1. Hawk23 says, you're not helping with the puns. Right in the placata. That ball is dribbled over to first base. Freddie Freeman out at first base. We have a super chat from Robert Bett says, as a Leafs fan and not really a Jays fan, I thought we Leaf fans were brutal when losing, but the teams were great when winning, I guess. All Toronto fans are on the same page. No, we're not all on the same page. We like the Blue Jays. We actually believe that they can come back in games. They've actually not let us down in a game 7. I don't root for I don't think fans, I should say. I don't think fans root for the Jays the same way they root for the Leafs. They're different Toronto teams, different vibes entirely. Especially these 2025 Jays that have just continually proved everybody wrong. So I think there's a difference there. All right. Alejandro Kirk here, trying to extend this game. He is going to not get a hit here. Dean in center field catches that one. The last time there was a complete game in the World Series was 2015. Yamamoto here. Oh, dealing to Varsho. 0-1 is the count. Yoshinobu Yamamoto's going for a complete game for the second game in a row. Kurt Schilling once pitched 3 consecutive complete games in the postseason. So Yamamoto's chasing the ghosts of history here. This is a spectacular performance we were able to witness here today. Tip your cap to him on what he's done here. This is an unbelievable performance from the other dugout tonight. I'm not even mad at the Blue Jays. Yamamoto finishes this thing off with a Varsho fly ball to Max Muncy at third. That's the game. That is an unreal pitching performance. Kirby nails it in the chat. That is a freak. That is a freak of nature. That human being can throw a baseball as good as anybody on the planet Earth. And the Brewers couldn't solve him for 9 innings in the NLCS. Complete game, 1 run, ball, 3 hits from Yoshinobu Yamamoto. He gets to the World Series, plays the Toronto Blue Jays, the best offense that we've seen in 100 years of postseason baseball. And he pitches a gem, and the Blue Jays, just like the Brewers, over the course of 9 innings, can't solve this pitcher. They get only 1 run on the board, 4 hits. Yamamoto goes 105 pitches, 73 of them are strikes. He has 8 Ks to end the game. That's the best pitcher on earth right now. That's the best pitcher on earth. And I can't be mad at the Jays for just getting outclassed. Like, I'm not going to be here and be like, oh, man, Nathan Lucas, what are you doing? You struck out twice. Like, nah. The other guy was just better. This thing was never going to be easy. Abby, I'm going to get to your super chat. This thing was never going to be easy. There are killers on the Dodgers team. Like, their lineup is ridiculous. It's a joke. Like, Ohtani bets Freeman Smith, Teoscar. That's a joke. That's crazy. And then when you go to the pitching staff, you get through Blake Snell. And then next up is a guy who's pitching better than the ace. That's crazy. So I can't be upset. You are always going to have games like this where the Dodgers look like the Dodgers. This is who they are. They have all-stars. They have all-time great players. They have Hall of Fame level players. You're not just going to walk into this series and say 4 games, shut down all these Hall of Famers. That's where I'm sitting right now as the series is tied 1-1. Let me catch up with your super chats that we missed in this 9th inning. Abby said, maybe it should be 4. We're talking about hat tricks. I don't believe 4 goals should be called a hat trick. Abby says maybe it should be 4 because she told me that hat tricks. Originally, somebody scored 4 goals in a game and it was a hat trick. The story behind it explains why it's 3 or more. The Blackhawks made a video about it. It's pretty interesting. I'm going to actually check that out. Maybe I'll bring it up on the pod. Maybe we need to rename 4 goals to a hat trick. We had a super chat from James, who's been hanging out all night. James, shout out you. James says, full credit where it's due. Love my Jays, but man, that guy is a machine. Full respect. Yo, shout out Lockie, who super chats and says, thanks to you and Steve for making my work shift bearable. Steve streamed the Leafs games before this. Steve won. His team, the Leafs, won against the Sabres. Our team, the Jays, lose against the Dodgers. We had back-to-back streams. We're going all evening on the SDPN YouTube channel. Sedin Magic 15 says, I guess the Jays don't care about the children. Yes, they've lost for the first time they won 6, 7, and 1. First time in 3 games. They can't extend their winning streak to 4. So it is what it is. I'm disappointed we got to see the Jonas Brothers perform today. Didn't want to see the Jonas Brothers in that after the bottom of the 5th inning. Wes Richard gives 5 SDP VIP memberships. Thank you, Wes. Sedin Magic 15 says, here's a stat for you. The Jays had 0 base runners after the 3rd inning. I'm going to use that stat. In the video I'm going to film after this of the recap / reaction to this game. I do that on my YouTube channel. I post them there. So go check out that video when it's up later tonight. Jonas Goria says, Yamamoto pitching 2 complete games in 1 postseason is insane. Yes, it is insane. Francois LaBelle says, you are saying it's Steve's fault. Facts. It is Steve's fault. Joe says, the Phillies beat Yamamoto on October 8th in the NLDS. And what's happened since that? He's kind of turned it on since then. I'm not saying he's unbeatable. I'm saying right now he's on top of his game. And when he's on top of his game, it's impossible to beat him. You know? The Brewers proved it. The Blue Jays proved it tonight. When he is on his game, he is so hard to hit. So that's it. Lot of calmer chat tonight. Lot calmer stream tonight. We didn't get to play Olay a whole bunch. When did we play Olay? Like the one time when the Blue Jays drove in that run in the bottom of the 3rd inning. We played the tense music, and then Jeff Hoffman ran in here and threw a ball at Freddie Freeman's foot and allowed a run. You don't like seeing that. We didn't do snack corner. We didn't even do snack corner. Man. That's how much the Jays didn't have it against Yamamoto. We didn't even have the good vibes of snack corner. So I'll be back here on Monday. Game 3 of the World Series as it shifts to Los Angeles. The Jays trying to take a lead again in the series, make it 2-1. They are going to be pitching. Max Scherzer is going to be on the mound for the Toronto Blue Jays against Tyler Glasnow. Is going to be going for the Dodgers. So another tough matchup for the Toronto Blue Jays. But every matchup is going to be a tough matchup for the Blue Jays, right? There's no easy matchup. And then after that, they'll get Ohtani. Like, they'll get Glasnow and then Ohtani. Where is the break for the Blue Jays? There isn't one because it's the World Series. The Jonas Brothers were the biggest disappointment out of the entire game. I love the fact that we're standing up to cancer. Cancer sucks. I hate the fact that I have to sit through a Jonas Brothers performance after the 5th inning of a baseball game. That's not how baseball is done. Like, we don't have pauses in the action in baseball. There isn't a built-in halftime to do a concert. So, yes, that was the worst part of today. I will never forgive Rob Manfred for making me sit through that in the middle of my baseball game. It deprived everybody of snack corner. So, I guess I'll wrap it up. I'm having a good time with you guys, hanging out every single time we do these live streams. I will admit that this is I don't have to be afraid to admit that this is one of my favorite things to do with you, chat. So shout out you guys.
Crab people, crab people.
Yo, the 7th inning stretch, fun fact, isn't any longer than any of the other half innings. It's not any longer than any of the half innings. So you can't just fit a concert into there. That's my point. We have a part in the game where, yes, we stand up and stretch. We did that during our stream. But it's not a halftime where you can put a concert in the middle. That doesn't exist in baseball. Don't put a Jonas Brothers concert in my game. Okay? That's all I'm saying. So I'll be back here on Monday. You guys are a blast. This is a little confetti for you. Last time with the air horns. The DOS didn't even make an appearance today, but here they are. All right, I'm done. I'm done just moseying about with all of you. I'll see ya on Monday at 8 p.m. for first pitch. Good night from Toronto. Series is 1-1. We shift.